Hi, Janae. I'm going to do your 60-minute psychic wisdom session now. So, you have shared some really neat experiences with Hawaiian, Polynesian styled reflections, even coming up in artwork or visions of different kinds, and some just really crazy coincidences, crazy little messages along the way. And you would really love to know more about this reflection in your life. So I'm excited to see what comes. I'm just going to relax and we'll get started, okay? There really is some instantaneously, I'm in sort of an experience of confidence, experience of power energy. It's radiating, but it's also secure. I feel like I'm inside of okay, so I'm seeing an odd shape. The shape is straight, and then there's some sort of indentation that comes here. But sometimes if I look on the other side, the reflection, it could be backwards. But it's almost like really tall wooden, like a wooden fence with sharp spike things. But it's not necessarily like I'm going to war, I'm trying to protect myself. It's just sturdy, strength, confidence, exhibiting those types of energy. I do not get a feeling about anything having to do with war. More so, the energy is about secure within the self and around the self, on both sides of a reflection. But I don't see anybody here yet. I see the reflection morphing, merging into something else. It gets more speckled and splattered with different droplets of color. Even what, so there's black, there's yellow, there's green. It's really hard to get yellow to not merge with all the colors, but it's really cool because there's like, it's almost like black sort of like wavy lines everywhere, almost like oil paint. You can really create the texture. And then there's some greens, texturized greens. They're really small, like trying to create little leaves, and then the perfect little splotches of yellow. And nothing is mixing together. They are perfect in their own states of color. There is nothing made out in this image. It's basically what is like a painted image of just tiny little brush strokes of black, green, and tiny little splotches of yellow. It's an entire like canvas painted like this. I'm telling you, it's not about what we see on the outside, and I'm not identifying this as an ugly painting by any means. It just is this expression. This is its identity. But there's something to what is almost like the human being looks at it looks at the surface of things. So we see what could be a multi-dimensional space as a two-dimensional space. So the best I can make sense of this is, well, it's green, it's black, it's yellow on a rectangular shaped canvas. But on the spiritual side of things, we are going into the colors, and now the colors are becoming like a holograph that are coming outwards, and I'm walking through them. It's a whole new world inside the painting, actually inside of this creation. It's overwhelming me. I have absolutely nothing to see here but green, black, and yellow. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Whatever it means, it's awesome. I can't not feel awesome when awesome is what I feel. I'm feeling awesome right now. I'm freaking out. It's suspended colors all around me. I'm walking into what is like a fog of these suspended colors, and I feel like I am walking into an enchanting world. Another feeling about life, another chime, another sound, another way of being. They're all sort of merging into becoming like plants. So many plants and trees morph together to create these colors, but when I spread the colors out, when I take them off of a flat surface and then create dimension to them, now I'm sort of walking through a forest that has a misting effect to it. It's freaking me out. It's really good. I'm so excited, I can't stand it. I want to know everything. I want to even know every single little water droplet that's in the fog. I want to see every little single color. I'm looking at everything. How can I be a human being and take in a trillion different things all at one single time? I have to accept that I'm in the things. I'm in all the things. And then I feel like an individual. And now everything is sort of separate from me. And I'm not in all the things anymore because I just feel like a human being in a space. And so now I'm sort of a human being living a lifetime. I feel like things are just getting ordinary and plain. It's taking me down a ways. I'm not meant to go back to that joy or excited space. I'm meant to go into somewhere else. I see two things happening. One thing, I'm walking forward, it's sort of a khaki colored image. The other thing, a trapdoor is opening up. Literally, there's some grass. It's like I'm pulling the hair of the earth. I'm pulling the grass up, and there's a little doorway here. There's a little round doorway here. So I'm like going down the rabbit hole. So, khaki colored space. There's dimension like a doorway in a khaki place, and everything is the same color. So there's just odd little mirages of what are shapes that create dimension, that create now the effect of a door that's sort of jetting out in a khaki colored world. And over here, there's just like there's the grass, there's the earth hair, and I'm just pulling it up by its hair, and there's a little rabbit hole hiding here. That's what I'm seeing right now. I feel like I'm confused. I'm lost. Which direction do I go? Obviously, when these instances happen, why not go both places at once? Why do I have to pick one or pick the other? Let's just check them both out, right? The Spirit says, maybe there's a doorway you missed. Maybe we need to see what is in this space. There's a slit going down. What is the khaki space is here? Rabbit hole space is here, and then there's a slit, right? Like sort of diagonally cut in between. So there's like a slit, and I'm opening it up. There's a feeling of letting go. There's a feeling of I don't care. Shocking. It's so shocking to me. All these emotional changes, but they're all real and they're all sincere and genuine. Even when things get to being human, it feels genuinely human. It's not oh man, I'm human again. And it's not, I'm human. It's like, I'm human. I am a human being. And it feels human. It doesn't feel celebration-y. It feels human, you know? Like I lost all of the joy of being everything, of all the colors, and now I'm human. Now I have opportunities, and why not just experience everything at once? Well, Spirit says no, you're not meant to have everything at once. That's not what it is to be human. Is the gift of experiencing the individuality of your unique spark, in the oneness of all the sparks, and to appreciate the separation, right, as a gift of the experience. And so they're wanting to take a whole new doorway, the unsuspecting doorway, the one that you never saw. And so we're going in it. Even still, there is a hesitation. There's sort of a lost aspect. There's really crazy ripples of color. It would be digitally designed color ripples and smudges that are like metallic, blue, dark blue, lighter blue, silver, pastel blue color, rippling and sort of smudging. It looks really funky. It's psychedelic kind of looking. That is going on here. There's nothing, there's no activity in that way, that there's no fire, there's no celebration, there's no bounty, there's no love making. It's sort of like an old dusty chair, and I'm gonna sit down on it now, and I'm gonna read the paper, and I'm just, that's my world. I feel lost as I continue to make my way forward. About where I am, who I am, what I am here for, what I am meant to be. I want to discover. I want to discover my true reflection. I want to discover my I am. Your I am is far more than Hawaiian Polynesia. Your I am is not just dedicated to one reflection. And you need to celebrate that. It's only a tiny part of this message, because what you're truly looking for is far more depth than what you have indicated in your email, which was cool. Your email was cool. Lots of neat, exciting things. We're walking up a stair right now. It's a simple stair. There's no carpet on the steps. It's kind of got a wood effect. They're awkwardly too high up to be a house stairway, but it is. It's on the inside of a house. White and then sort of a brown wood on the step part. It's just ridiculously too high, but it's extended too long to be inside of a house. It should be shorter than this. But yet it's inside of a house. Why me? Why am I here? Why am I at the bottom of a stair looking up? It's too long for this house. I don't want to go up these stairs. What truly is up there that is so important to me? I, the observer, at the top of the step, welcoming what is like a child to come up the stairs. Say the vision is not in how long the stairs are. The vision is not in the location of the stairs. The vision is not in why all the excuses and the reasons why you should not travel up the stairs. The vision is in experiencing something you have not experienced before by actively taking steps to get there. Climbing up the ladder of self-discovery and self-awareness and discovering what is there is a joy and not a hindrance. It's not a burden, it's a joy. And then one you embrace. I welcome this childlike version of you to come up the stairs, but the childlike version is so tired. And is so tired even thinking about walking up what would be like 30 steps when it should only be like 15. It just seems way too long to be a staircase inside of a house. And then just an obsession with thinking about what a long ways it is to get up there. I can't stop thinking about this obsession with how long, how far away, what a journey, how exhausting it's going to be. In fact, I want to just be invisible and do this some other way. There's got to be some easier way to get up all of those stairs instead of having to take it one step at a time. There's got to be some other way. I'm not even allowed to manifest you to go. I'm trying to just say your foot is on step 1. Now let's see what happens. But it's like, no, I will not even think about putting a single foot on step 1. I don't want to take all of those steps up there. I ask you to think about something, some dream that you've had, some dream that was worth climbing the steps to get to. What dream was it? What dream was it that you would travel the universe, that you would defy gravity, that you would manifest a miracle in order to attain that one thing? Most people call it love, right? Most people call it that fire, that passion. It's on the love burning side, the intimate love making, the soulmate twin flame burning side of things. If there's one thing that any one of us would defy gravity for, manifest a miracle, travel the universe for, it's our sacred other, our twin flame, our soulmate, our divine light. Would you travel up 30 steps to get to a sacred space so holy, so transformative, so mind-bending, that you would do anything to have that experience? Or is whatever is up these stairs just not worth it? And tell me now, why would it not be worth it? There's an angry, hesitating side. You're manifesting a new space. This consciousness, this response, this hesitation, this pull back is manifesting a new space. It's breaking the ground open. It has an anger energy to it. It likes to bite its tongue a lot. It likes to bite its tongue, and sometimes it's supposed to bite its tongue, and then it bites it so hard that it squeezes the blood out. And then it sucks the blood out of its own tongue, out of its own pain. It has some obsession with this. It has an obsession with doing something self-torturing on a minuscule. It's like, I'm going to give you the worst paper cut of all time. Ah! It's like kind of like that. It's not like I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to cut your head off. And, you know, it's kind of on the, I'm going to give you the tongue bite. I don't know. It's like, it's evil, but it's sort of like, it's strange in that way. Because it keeps wanting to do damage on that level of biting a tongue so hard that the tongue starts to bleed, and then tasting the blood from that, but while keeping the tongue in enough safety that it is not cut off. It's starting to find relief from this. It's starting to let go of that response. It's starting to let go of that. It's in a dark place. It's removed. I create light here. I create a flame here. I manifest color in the form of actual... What is fire exactly? What is fire? Tell me. Well, it's hot. It's kind of orangey. It's color. This aspect calls it color. I manifest color. In a dark world, I manifest color. And then lights a match, and the flame manifests light. In a dark place, I manifest color. There's a man sitting down here in a deep cave. There's an interaction between these two men in a space where there is color now. Such a weird, interesting way of defining light. Defining fire is color. Bringing color into a dark space is light. Bringing color into a dark space is fire. There's a huge message here about fire. The fire within yourself, the fire, the passion, the longing. That's a part of the message. Because without that fire, without that longing, you're not going to go up the stairs. But yet, isn't that your fire? Isn't that your longing? That's what your longing was in your email. So what are we missing here? What is the clue that is missing here? The color goes out, and now there's nothing. There's only two men standing in a pitch black space without light. They can't even find each other. It is so dark. If that color wasn't there, if the light wasn't there, they wouldn't have even known that each other was there. So dark they can't see. They're relying on their eyes as the only tool in order to visually comprehend the space. What other tools can they use in order to comprehend the truth without seeing, through blindness, through darkness? How can they truly find the color, the manifestation of all life, all creative forces? Color and darkness manifest the identity of all things, right? As a human being, we understand identity through color, through light, through shapes, through sounds. This space is as dark as not. There's not a single thing I can make out in here. I'm wondering whether I should have an interaction with this man in the dark, or if I should continue walking forward, moving past him on this dark journey, on a quest of some kind. What is at the other side of this cave? If I have no color in order to see, then I will not ever know, will I? So the riddle is, you're walking through a pitch black cave in order to attain a treasure on the very other side of a pitch black cave. How will you ever know what you found if you are not able to see it? What kind of treasure could you ever discover in darkness? Maybe the treasure is you. Maybe all along it was you that was the treasure. Not as a treasure hunter looking for an actual material object, but deciding on this dark journey that you are the treasure inside the dark cave that you are looking for yourself. We continue to walk. It is understood by your consciousness, this idea, this discussion is understood. The consciousness actually absorbs my language and says, I am the treasure. And I say within your consciousness, yes, you are the treasure. It feels good to hear you say, I am a treasure. Say, you need to hear that. You are a treasure. Spirit shows you have already stepped on the staircase and are walking up the steps through this journey, this interaction we are having. You're letting go of trying to see anymore, trying to make sense, trying to discover, trying to find the treasure on the outside as though it is an external discovery, when really what you're trying to find is the gold within yourself, is the true treasure, the secretive thing, the special, priceless item that you are. This opens up two potential pathways, just like in the beginning. We have the rabbit hole or the khaki doorway. Here we just have two pathways going at two shadowy spaces. A fork in the road. How can you split yourself in order to take both pathways at the same time? We merge the pathways into one. Spirit's not going to allow it. Spirit says, there's no trixies, Abby. You need to discover the secret doorway. The secret doorway is actually, there's the wishbone. Make a wish. And in between the wishbone walkway, Janie, is a secret doorway, and it comes in a little slit, and then you open it up, and then we go inside and see what is there. We are actually making a considerable, like miles. I've been traveling miles and miles and miles and miles and miles into your spiritual atmosphere. I get it doesn't seem like it that long, but my experience is, wow, I have been really going deeply within your spiritual atmosphere. It's gushing with a black soapy liquid, but it's black and it doesn't bubble out, but it's got a satininess to it. It's up high. There's no stairway in order to get to this one. It's up high, sort of in an orb or like a round spherical, and it's up there, and it's almost opening up to create a waterfall effect in complete darkness. It's releasing some energy from you. It's helping you to feel relief inside yourself in the gut region, lower abdominal region. It's actually a snake head. And it was a snake like this, and the doorway was inside the snake's mouth. And so it wasn't exactly a sphere. It's coming out of a hole up here, and then it is coming down a snake, and now looking straight ahead at me. This snake is here. I go through a different doorway. I open up one of the sort of underbelly parts and go inside that way. Flick a match, create color inside here. I see the insides of a snake. Vertebrae is specifically what I'm looking at. I push one of them down like a key on a piano. A doorway opens on the outside of the snake. But now that I am inside the snake, how will I ever get out? In order to see what is in this doorway, I choose to acknowledge that the doorway is within the snake. It was within somehow. There's quite a lot of energy associated with this. There's no doorway you cannot reach. I'm just going to tell you that. There's never any doorway you cannot reach. There's only the illusion that it is not attainable. There's only the illusion that all things, that certain things are impossible. Impossible is an illusion. All things are possible. Defying gravity is possible. Traveling the universe is possible. Miracles are possible. Don't you think so? Don't you think so? I do. It's discovering the pathway. It's discovering the illusion, and then saying that the illusion is not the truth, that the doorway is me, the doorway is already before me, I am at the doorway, I'm on the other side of the doorway. You acknowledge you are already there. There's no such thing as a future. You already are in the now. You choose your now moment and you're already there. You're already on the other side of the doorway. Or you can stay stuck into a lingering point in your mind where it's this, when will I ever get there? Why won't my life ever change? Now it's like we're living in some other time sequence that prevents the manifestation of the future we actually want, because we are defined the future as some point in the future, not as our now. We haven't defined ourselves at the door already. We're already on the other side of the door. The future is already here. So you just start acknowledging that that is the truth. That is the world. Are we in a 3D reality, or are we already in a 5D reality? I live in a 5D reality. I live in a world where there's love everywhere. And so love is already here. And so if we all said that, I am living in a 5D reality, I am living in a world of love, and start to exhibit love as our only truth, and start to experience people as reflections of love, now we manifest the truth. Every single moment of our now experience now becomes that. Obviously, you'll have ticker moments in there where you start to wonder, I thought I was living in a 5D reality. Those are just moments for you to contemplate yourself and your reality and the world you live in and your consciousness. They're beautiful. And then you decide, do I want to get sucked into feeling dismal, or do I want to keep acknowledging that I'm in a 5D reality? You never stop. You never stop acknowledging positive. Never stop. But in this space, in this way, I feel like I have gone the wrong way. I feel like I made the wrong choice. I feel like I went in the wrong direction. I feel like I am now stuck at the end of the snake's tail and I can't get out. It's like, snakes don't have butts. Like, you can get out, trust me. There's always a way out. If there's a way in, there's a way out. Look and you shall find, right? Ask and thou shalt receive. Look and you shalt find the snake's butt. It will be found. Again, the consciousness doesn't see it that way. The consciousness sees it as, the truth is I am not outside of the snake. The truth is I am in this side of the snake. And so no matter what you say, my personal experience is this, and this truly is what I am experiencing right now. So I'm talking to you about, so let's just say your true experience was you lived in a concentration camp. Why not just say every single day I am in a concentration camp. I am being tortured on some horrific level. I am being treated worse than an animal. And I'm a human being. All of this. Why not just acknowledge that each and every day and see how well you thrive? See how well you succeed. See how well you can climb those stairs. When you choose to acknowledge that which is your true reality, right? Or is it merely an illusion? Maybe it was all illusion, a game, a test, in order for you to choose to see the color in a dark space. Or you can just choose to see the darkness in a dark space. How easy is it to see the darkness in a dark space? Any old fool can do it. But who actually can choose to see the light, the color in a dark space? Now you're a hero. Now you're truly courageous. Now you can conquer anything. Now you can do the impossible. Do you see the difference? Why not just continue to acknowledge we're stuck inside a snake and that is the truth? Or acknowledge that there is color here and there is a way through this. There is an open door and I am ready to set sail onto new things. I am setting sail. I already was setting sail. I am already in the future I want to exist in. I am already there. There is no past, present, future. There's only the now. And so you define your now based on which rich reality you want to live in. Do you want to live in the past, in broken memories, or times when life was actually good and now life sucks? Which reality do you want to live in? You want to live in the past? You want to live in the present? You want to live in the future? You just live in the beautiful dream. You live in your truth, the truth you choose for your soul, you choose for yourself. Maybe it's a concentration camp, but I'm going to choose to see that this is a 5D reality and I'm surrounded by loving, beautiful, extraordinary souls and souls that are in learning. And I see angels are an absolute essential part of this entire journey, in this experience of what has been suppressed from me, my soul's learning, and it is a gift. Or it can say, my life sucks, I'm in a concentration camp, I'm going to die, oh my God, ah! You see the difference? It's really hard to move forward. I want so bad to tell you all about Hawaii. I want so bad to tell you all about yourself as related to your request. And Spirit is insisting this message is the most valuable message we could share with you today. You need to know this stuff. And guess what? You are not unable to understand what I'm talking about. You are quite capable of understanding and even conquering this very easily. But for some reason, I have to tell you this. Sometimes we just need to hear this stuff, you know? We already know this stuff, but sometimes life just is, and it just helps us to hear somebody tell us this stuff, you know? You are actually choosing to go out of the snake's mouth. You're actually choosing to walk back the way you came and to call this progress. It's not walking back the way you came. It's continuing to walk forward in life. It's only the perspective of having to go back in time to walk back the way you came. You're not going out that doorway. You're actually going all the way through the snake and out the mouth of the snake, and you are going to go down now back to where you were. Now the snake slithers away quickly. The snake was honored to have that experience with you today. The snake is quite excited. The snake shows me what a very tiny space this is that we are in. The snake is like a giant, but we are really that small. The snake is quite joyful, is very wise in its own right. It's not a snake that was trying to eat you. It's not a snake trying to destroy you. It is a snake trying to teach you about your direction, about your potential, about how you choose to perceive. And the snake now has played its role, and now it can move on to be a teacher for some other person or soul, or however you want to look at it. You look back on what this is a reflection of, which would be something like life memories that could have spanned out like 10 years or something, where it felt like you got kind of stuck and you thought you were doing everything right. You thought you were moving in the right direction, but then you sort of hit a wall, and there really was no other way to go but to kind of trace your steps back the way you came, and then to start over again, to basically start all over again. And now you're still in a dark cave and you're wondering which direction to take, and now you see there are really 3 doorways. This is your maze. You're not going into the one in the center. You're going off to the one on the right. You show me that you split into 2. You go into the one on the right, and then you go into the one on the left. But then now you split into a 3rd version, and you go into the one in the center. When you go through each doorway, the doorway has sort of like stairs that kind of are like a loopy kind of spiral around. One of them goes way over here and down. The other one goes like this and down. And then this one in the center goes, you know, sort of like a slide, and then around here and then down. So it's sort of like in a black space, all these sort of winding stairs. When will we ever reach our destination? I'm getting dizzy from all of this, the consciousness says. I want to see with my own 2 eyes. I want to stand up now, and I want to know where I'm going. I see a man stand up who is sitting at a fire in a jungly space. There are other men here sitting around the fire. He stands up. There's quite a big rock he was sitting on. Everybody is sitting on a large rock. He is doing things differently than the rest. He is making a motivational move, an inspiration to go somewhere in the woods at night, into the jungly space. The others are not moved or motivated to do anything. They're almost like zombies. They don't even look at him while he leaves. They have sort of, it's like they drank some sort of elixir, and they're looking into the fire, and they sort of are like sick. And I don't know, it's not necessarily like they're sick, but they look like zombies. Like their eyes, like the life has gone from behind their eyes. But you get up and you walk away, and you go into a paradise, sort of jungly. Luscious trees, luscious plant life. You feel too high up for a space that is so low. You're opening a doorway in the ground, and you are sliding down the doorway. You want to go deeper than this. You don't care where the slide takes you. You just need to get away from all of this. You just need to get away from here. It's just like you're fed up or you had enough and you need to get away from here. There's a tiny little pinpoint of light way, way down, and so you dive towards it. But you discover that it was just the reflection of the moon on the water. It wasn't actually a doorway in a deep space. It was just the reflection of light on a dark water body. But you don't care. You're going to keep swimming now, down, down, down to a doorway of light at the bottom of an abyss. You're so ready to let go of so much. You're so sick of something. You're just so ready to let go. Well, this consciousness part of you wants the ground to shake, wants the earth to quake, wants wants things to transform their identity, wants the structure to be different. When you reach this tiny rounded doorway, you open it, and it's like it's a closet full of stuff that you're pulling out, trying to find something specific. As if you know exactly where you are. You go inside the doorway, it's like it was blocked. Now you are going through a very small tunnel underwater, swimming through like a rabbit hole sized round tunnel. It's suffocating. There's not a lot of air. You're holding your breath from a long ways. That's what this is like. When will you ever get through this maze? When will you ever get to that space? When will you ever get to that place? When will you ever get there? Spirit is showing me what is a crazy... So you have an ant farm, right? When will the ant ever get to that space? When will the ant ever find their way there? They're in an ant farm. It's in a contained space. The space is the space that they're looking for. It's already there. It's called their home. It's called their home. The ants, dig tunnels and mazes and try to find. The ants aren't looking for anyone, but this is kind of what it's like. You keep going through all these different directions, all these tunnels, trying to find home, trying to find that treasure, that space, that one thing. What is it? That love thing, that one thing that you would defy gravity, that you would manifest a miracle, that you would, whatever, you would do it. If you could just get there. If you could just get there. Imagine the ant says, if I could just get there, I will defy gravity for it. I will manifest a miracle if I could just get there. I'm going to dig here. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go back up again. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. In the end, where was it ever going to go? It had to discover that the treasure was itself, or the treasure was home. The treasure was the space. The treasure was its friends and its family. When will the ant ever find that one thing it is looking for? Why would it ever make sense? This is what it's like for me in this space. There's something quite a bit more important than this Hawaii. There's something far more important that Spirit wants to tell you about. The Spirit wants you to know about yourself. It's going to blow anything you could discover about Hawaii or Polynesia, Polynesian islands out of the water. It's something extremely more important than you could imagine. There's one thing you are, it is persistent. How many times can you go around a mountain saying, I am lost, I am lost, I am lost, I am lost? Maybe you were found. It was called being at the mountain. There's something about the perspective here that needs to be altered. Spirit is... This is going to have a sickly effect. It has a sickly effect to me already. Spirit is saying we have to start at the beginning again. We need to go back to the beginning of the cave where we talked to the guy. We didn't actually talk to him. We made eye contact. We lit the flame. It feels like if we have to go all the way back there, what was this all about? Why did I go all this long way? What was I searching for all along? What is this about? That's the sort of the reaction. Now I might as well go start back at the bottom of the stairs again. I might as well go be that kid at the bottom of the stairs looking at the top of the stairs. Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I keep trying, and then this is as far as I get. And it winds me back up where I left off. I always end up back where I left off again. It's a sickly, horrible, disgusting feeling. Why don't we just start back at, the beginning with the rabbit hole door or the khaki colored doorway? Where do we start? Everything is getting so complicated because there are just so many options now. Now that we've gone such a long way, we can see all the different pathways we have taken, all the different roads, all the different stairwells in order to get to places. And what did we end up finding in the end? It's exhausting. It's got a very unhappy effect to it. But that's important. That's an important part of what this is about. I am just waiting. Spirit shows me a new scene. I'm standing at what is a cliffside, and there's a water fountain that goes down a long ways, and I am jumping off the top. I'm going down. I tell the universe it would sure be nice if you would choose to see a space that has no roof or sides or bottom. There's no just to be in an infinite space. Then you could travel wherever you want. You can fly anywhere you want. You never feel like you can only go in one direction. You could go in infinite numbers of directions. Like a sphere. Where is a single point on a sphere? Where's the top of a sphere or the side of a sphere? Just which angle do you want to hold it at? A sphere is an infinite point. It's one. It's a reflection of one, the sphere itself, or it is a reflection of infinite numbers of points. It'd just be nice for you to experience that. Your spiritual atmosphere still chooses to feel contained, to feel like it has to go a certain direction in a certain way. The one message, they do this sometimes. I hear this one, but they say believe in yourself. Do you want things to be different, or do you want things to stay the same? This is what they're asking you. Do you want things to be different, or do you want things to stay the same? So many different shifts and changes in your spiritual atmosphere. It's sort of like you're getting jarred at knowing which way to go. Sometimes you get jarred looking straight ahead, and then you turn left, and then this way, and then that way, and you're just sort of in a shaking motion, like you glitched out or something. You really wanting to feel the infinite connection with everything all at one single time. You're really wanting to feel all the water particles, to be all the water particles, all the plant leaves, all the colors, beautiful colors, the entire jungle now, and everything in the jungle, and then continue on and on and on and on. You're wanting to be that. You're manifesting a heartbeat for you. I see you sitting on a throne. I see what is a statue of you sitting on a throne. It's got a Hawaiian-esque effect to it. It's got an islander effect to it. There's a tribal essence to the image of the stone person. It's not a female, it's a male. Very respected man. But also stuck forevermore. Yet free, though. I tell the statue, you're not stuck. You're not the spirit that is stuck in a rock formation of a persona, of a man on an island. You're free. Do you think you just died and went into a stone statue of yourself? Your imprisonment? Forever stuck? Say you're free. I set you free. So I asked your higher self if it was okay if I shared healing with you, because there's a soul fragment stuck inside the statue. I'm not permitted to remove it, only with your permission. And your higher self then cracked the statue, and on the inside is a beautiful woman. She is absolutely phenomenal. Is it her outer appearance that entrances me, captivates me, or is it the spirit within her? Because her outer appearance is nothing in comparison to how beautiful her heart radiates energy. Any demon can be the hottest man or woman on the planet. Any demon can be, but their hearts feel like rotted out apples eaten by worms in gross, stinky worlds. But her heart, I don't care what she looks like. Her heart is so pure, vibrating with such love, and such light is insatiable. I do not care what the appearance. I just want that heart energy, that love energy to surround me. I'm starving for it. There is some peacock energy that she emits. Some sort of some version of beauty that is exotic, is much different than anything we've ever seen. Any other bird, you know. She's not. She is sort of strutting around, but the effect is more how colorful, how like a bird, wanting to show me something. There's more energy coming out of the statue. There's water, a fountain of water coming out now. The statue is old and needs to be removed, or it needs to be released. And the water is purifying all of this essence, is bringing life back into things. There's release of really old pent-up energy in the gut, and they form of little miniature baby snakes. Lots of them coming out of around the intestinal region. It's just energy built up in that entire digestive region. I feel you actually feeling better energetically there. I'm pulling out all kinds of old energy now. Your higher self is allowing it and pulling it out of the back of the heart portal, out of the face, the frontal of the face, out of the back of the head, out of the lower back region. I am cutting you in two halves, right and left sides, and purifying all of the essence of you. There's the energy of a man that comes out of your heart portal. He looks much like an ogre, or sort of like a caveman type, sort of a gruffer looking male identity, long scruffier hair, an odd sort of shaped nose and chin, with sort of a bite that's a little bit forward. That feels a lot better. Phew. You do feel the potential of new things. You really are ready to move on from that maze. You really are ready for a new horizon. But you are choosing to feel the horizon has already met you at your feet and is already surrounding you. Then you show me the manifestation of flowers when you choose this for yourself. To already be that where you want to go, to already be there. It's by choosing to acknowledge I am there. I am already there. I'm already living that experience. The more you choose that, the more you manifest flowers. This garden just grows them, and they're blessings. They're miniature blessings that perfume your life with more love and joy, and help you let go of what is this insatiable quest to find something, to find your dream, to find your heart, to find your true self, to find your I am. You discover you are the treasure. You all acknowledge that, and now watch these treasures actually manifest all around you. You seriously needed this message. Things are getting way lighter. Things are getting way easier to tolerate. The heavy, the deep dark, the exhaustion, the I'm trying to find, I'm trying. I will go this way, I will go that way, I will go whichever way. I will find it, I will find what I'm looking for, but in the end we discover we are just ants in an ant colony, in an enclosed childlike ant home. You just put the sand in there, put the ants in there, and that is what we discovered. In the end, that is moving forward, though. That isn't moving in circles. That is not going backward. That is always moving forward. That is progress. That is self-discovery. That is a blessing. That is joyful. It's just all on a pause right now. I'm telling you that this has been a really hardcore and energetic gift. I know we're just exploring wisdom, but this energy, the energy I experienced, everything that was shared has been really hardcore, and your spiritual atmosphere is going to feel this. I'm pausing for a minute. I want to see if I can gather anything else. There's a recurring, an insistent energy that just keeps, it just sort of, it keeps asking, who am I? Over and over and over again. And I'm inhaling, I'm putting more oxygen into this consciousness. It too has sort of been underwater, holding its breath for a long time. It's like trying to get somewhere in a space where you have to hold your breath for a long time, hoping, you'll get there. It's sort of, I want to breathe the fresh air again, but not until I get to that point in my life. Well, when are you ever going to get there? Sometimes we live our entire life asking that question, when will I ever get to that point? That's the moment where you have to say, I have everything that I need and want right here. And then just choose to feel blessed with what you have. Now you change the entire rotation of the energy pattern and force the energy to now start manifesting things for you. Your spiritual atmosphere is still in silence. It's contemplating everything. So when energy work is involved, sometimes I hit these points where your spiritual atmosphere has experienced so much, has explored so much of itself. It's sort of like an ultra dream. So we have dreams every night to help us clear out our feelings, clear out our emotions, help us in a thinking way, subconsciously thinking way, in order to self-heal. And so in this journey state, I am manifesting a whole new consciousness program, a whole new self-realization understanding about where you are and where you are going. And so obviously you have to choose in the end to sort of self-realize about you already have everything that you need. You already are all that you need. And your spiritual atmosphere is pooped out. I actually feel it. I'm just trying to manifest more information, and spirit will not share anything else. And your spiritual atmosphere is in a deep contemplative state, actually going into a meditative state, going into a relaxed sleep state, in self-thinking, self-realizing about all of this. It's a good thing. It's a big deal. Oh, it's an addictive quality to it, making me feel pooped out. All right, I'm just going to disconnect here from your spiritual atmosphere. Okay, I'm pulling myself all the way out now and just sharing a blessing to you in your life, a blessing to help you on this journey of self-discovery, a blessing, gifts of love, gifts of harmony, gifts of praise and joy, the delight, the celebration aspects of life to be bestowed upon you. To inspire you to open yourself to acknowledging that you are worthy and deserving, you're ready to receive. And then to just thank the universe for this gift of wisdom and healing for you in your life. And thank the universe for the learning that your soul has shared with me and with us all. So thank you, Janie, for this. Okay, I'm fully disconnected from your spiritual atmosphere. Okay, I'm starting to feel back into human form again. All right, I just want to thank you, Janie, for this experience. And I want to thank you all for exploring this with us. And I hope this wisdom is beneficial and contemplative, meaningful, and healing for you, Janie, and for all of those who watch the video. I hope, I desire too for you to experience the blessing of this experience. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this video and you're interested in experiencing a gift of this kind, please visit my psychic services section of my website. It's abbynormalswisdomquest.com. So thank you for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day.